Today we are going to be making a circle weaving using embroidery hoops for your loom. It doesn't matter if your hoop has a clasp on it or not. We're just using the wooden circle frame for our loom. So to start with, you'll get a length of yarn. I will try to have some pre-cut. But if not, you can cut yourself a couple yards and be good to go. The next thing you need to do is simply tie a double knot around your loom. Oh, and by the way, you should have put your name on a piece of tape and attached it to the loom. So hopefully you did that. So first step is to tie a double knot around it. Then you're going to go all the way to the other side, wrap the yarn once around the embroidery hoop, and then go back over to the other side and repeat the process. And you're going to do this 4 to 5 times to make one line. The string will be wrapped together just to make it stronger. That's why we're doing it 4 or 5 times, not just once. After you have wrapped it around and made a thick group of strings across your hoop, you are going to tie another double knot to make it secure. And then you will trim the tail. This process will be repeated 3 more times, so that you have gone across and have 8 separate sections. I'm doing this in high speed, as you can see. This is called warping the loom, which means that you're basically getting it ready to do your weaving. It's like the skeleton that will hold the threads in place. So now my last diagonal, and each time I'm tying double knots, and it will look kind of like a wagon wheel. So the next process is a little tricky, but we have 8 different segments here, and actually with weaving you need an odd number, not an even number. So we are going to add one more section, which means you tie the yarn in the center and then go over to the edge. And just like you did before, you're going to go 4 or 5 times in that one area, but not all the way across, just to the halfway midpoint. And again, you'll tie it off with a double knot. Now I have 9.
Please excuse the interruption, Nicole Boozer. Please call the office. Nicole, call the office, please.
Now I have 9 sections, but they're not even, so I carefully have to move them and make each section about the same distance apart. Doesn't have to be precise, just about equal distance. But do it carefully, you don't want your yarn to slip off. That's about right. Now it's time for our t-shirt yarn. We're going to tie a piece of the yarn, the color we want, in the center of the loom and begin our weaving process, which is basically just under and over, all the way around, and tightening up towards the center as you go along. I have this long tail that's hard to control. Probably better off rolling it up and passing it through so you don't have this big long piece of cloth. So if I want a new piece, I'm going to do a regular knot and double it. Do a double knot. Make sure it's secure and doesn't slip. Then you're going to trim the loose ends close to the knot